Or I don't like downtime. I like busy time.
Yes, but busy time all the time does not like me. My body's like, can we just chill for like a day or three?
You're listening to the Things of That Nature podcast. Coming to you from Denver, the Mile High City, is me, your host, Rockshana. I invite you to join me for truly honest, passionate, and fun talks that motivate, invigorate, and maybe inspire. When you're ready in the Mile High, the sky's the limit. Everything and anything goes. So let's start talking about things of that nature.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Things of That Nature podcast. I'm your host, Rockshana, and today I have with me a very, very good friend of mine who relates in wearing many hats. And as we were talking about before, we don't know what downtime is. So, well, not that we don't know it. We're just not the best fans of downtime. So today I have Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Thank you for joining.
I'm thrilled to record one of our random conversations. Who knows what this will go into?
That's the fun part about it. Who knows what it'll go into? So you're home. I'm home. Everyone's home. But what is the first thing that you want to do when you can just run around and be free?
Well, honestly, as an entrepreneur, my life hasn't been that different outside of not socializing and not going to the gym. I have stayed pretty much the same as far as busyness. So the only thing I really miss is eating out. And I didn't realize how frequently I ate out until I did not eat out anymore. And now I'm tired of cooking. I am a very good cook, like very good, but I'm tired of cooking for myself. You know how many meals you have to eat? You know how many meals I've cooked? I've probably cooked more meals in the last 6 weeks than I have in the last 6 years.
Yeah, I can relate. I spoke with my dad the other day and I was like, how did you end up cooking for us all the time and something different? And how did you go grocery shopping? I eat all day. And he's like, yeah, I know. That's why I say you ate us out of the house most of the time.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I used to enjoy grocery shopping because I didn't do it very often. And now, well, it's a little different now because of all of the things going on. Like, the grocery store is actually kind of stressful. But, like, I've started meal planning and looking at different, like, food lifestyles. And, like, all of a sudden, I have the time and energy and space to think about my food differently instead of just food was entertainment and comfort before, and now I'm getting a different perspective of it. So I really miss eating out. I probably won't do it as much as I used to now that I have looked at my budget and understand the grotesque amount of money I was spending going out to eat. But I miss that, and I miss just wandering around a mall.
Oh my God, yeah.
Not buying anything, but just window shopping and being inside the mall and the smell of retail and trying on clothes. I love to shop, don't get me wrong, but online shopping is just not the same for me. I'm really a tactile person, and I miss just wandering around Cherry Creek Mall specifically. Mm-hmm. So those are the things. But I mean, it's not like my life is less or, worse off without those things. I'm gonna be fine. But those are my, vain, very privileged self things that I miss.
I agree. Eating out. But my thing with eating out is by the time I actually pick a restaurant, which is why I don't order out that much, because by the time I pick what I want to eat in the restaurant, it's already too late. And so I'm just sitting there I guess I'll just make something to eat. I do have everything in the fridge, but yes, I do miss walking around the mall aimlessly and trying on shoes.
I also miss coffee dates. I am a real severe introvert, which is why I thrive on the businesses I have. But I didn't realize how much I value my very close circle of friends, mostly girlfriends, including you. I miss your face so much.
Miss your face too.
I was notorious for canceling on people because that's just who I am. But I want to promise everyone, I need to put it in writing. I promise I won't cancel on you at the last minute ever again. I value the time that I get face to face with people. I miss hugging people. Like, I'm such, again, a tactile person, and I'm a touchy-feely person. So I think I'll have a long list of coffee dates and dinner dates and that kind of stuff with my girlfriends. Maybe I'll just throw a freaking party. We can like have a hazmat party where everyone wears a hazmat suit. I don't know, but like, I miss my people.
I do too. I actually, so you know how I'm not big into hugging?
Yes, I know. The 2 times I've hugged you, it was like, okay, I'll get her. I'll get her eventually, where she just will relax and not act like I'm about to tackle her.
But like, I want to hug people right now.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think that's so weird. The other day I was like, I want to hug someone. So I just crawled on top of Henry and I was like, I'm going to hug you. But
he was like, are you okay? Are you dying? Like, do we need to talk about something?
Yep. And it was just the most randomest thought I think I've had was, I want to hug somebody.
Well, we don't realize how much contact, like human to human contact, we have on a regular basis. Like, even like, I'm a toucher when I talk. Like, you don't recoil when I like touch your arm when I'm talking to you or something like that, or shaking hands, or like, we have a lot of human contact built into our society and our social norms, and to have it all stripped away all at once, I think is what makes it so jarring, to like just have it all gone. I mean, thank God I have a dog, and even she annoys the crap out of me half the time, like, because she's like a bully mix, so she just wants to be touching you and on you all the time. And I was like, you think you've exceeded my desire for contact. But human contact, even for non-touchers like yourself, there's always a breaking point.
I reached my breaking point.
I hope he gave you a real good hug.
Yeah, we had a nice hug. And it was
Just
followed
hug it
by,
out.
are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just want a hug.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all evolves, if it comes back into our socialization in the same way. I mean, there's so many unknowns with literally everything right now.
Maybe I'm only a hugger because I can't have a hug, but when I can have a hug, I won't want a hug.
I think there's a social experiment in there somewhere.
Right. How many people will I actually hug? Myself.
Those work too. You know, the best self-hug, and I actually am going to order one of these on Amazon, is a weighted blanket.
Oh,
it's basically a hug. I have not been sleeping well, really, for a while, like, but definitely since all this pandemic stuff happened. And it's been recommended by a bunch of friends. They're like, get a weighted blanket. And I'm like, but I'm a hot sleeper. Like, won't it make me hot? And they're like, no, it's not about warmth. It's about weight. Like, okay. It's like a hug. Because that pressure, releases, all kinds of chemicals in our brains. Just that's why hugs work. That's why if someone's upset or a child's upset or something, like that embrace helps balance the energy and the hormones. So that's what a weighted blanket supposedly does.
Huh. That's interesting. I might have to try that.
Yeah. They come in lots of different weights. I think I'm going to get a 15-pound blanket. Sounds like a lot.
It sounds like a lot. I think, well, it does and it doesn't.
But like when Darla, my dog, she's 55 pounds. When she lays on me, I like it. I don't know if I could sleep with 55 pounds on me. So 15 doesn't sound so bad.
Ooh, hey, I got to look into that. Because I haven't been sleeping very well. And that's why I reached out and I was like, hey, do you know a dream interpreter? And I found one.
Oh, do tell.
Yes. I did an interview with her not too long ago. Her name is Mimi Pettibone. And she has this whole thing. She interprets dreams. And it's like really awesome. She interpreted minds. And I was like, oh, wow. But her big thing, which is what I really liked about her, was the fact that she was like, I will ask you questions, detailed questions about your dream. I will hear what you're saying, take it all in, and then I'll rephrase everything and ask you who your dream relates to. And then she rephrases it back to you and like, well, this person was in the dream and it symbolized, and it sounds like you're talking about this person. Would you say that's correct? And then I was like, well, not so much on this end. And she was like, okay, well then who does it relate to? And then we got real deep into it. And then she was like, okay, so here's what I think your dream means. And she always says, here's what I think, or here's what it seems to me, so that you're not so married to what she said. Mm-hmm. And she's like, she tells people she's not going to give you an answer in your dream because she doesn't know the answer. She's just going to give you what the dream means to her, which usually aligns with what you're processing or what's going on in your life at that time, and it comes together. And I was like, that is so cool. That is really cool. So she was a fun person to talk to.
She's a window washer. Or a mirror cleaner. Just like kind of what I do with my business coaching. Like, I'm just listening and reflecting back to you what you're saying. Like that's kind of an empath thing or an intuitive thing. Like we just know how to listen. That's so cool though that she has been able to like hone in on that. I can do my own. I think I mentioned that to you because I do a lot of lucid dreaming.
I had a lot of those recently, which freaked me out because I was like, what is going on? And then I wasn't dreaming and then I wasn't sleeping. And I was just like self-stressing myself.
Well, I meditate on them whenever I have them because I've gotten good enough at lucid dreaming. That seems like a strange thing to say, but like I can control them now. Like I participate in my lucid dreams, so you're not all the way asleep. It's like accessing an alternative reality within your own mind.
That's actually really cool.
It is so cool. I've lost like my most like not strange but like useful, I guess, is I'll lose something. Like I lost like a pair of shoes in my house. And if I like meditate on it before I go to bed enough times, I'll eventually dream about it and find the shoes in my dream. And they're always like the lost thing is always where I found it. It's like my brain knew where I put it, but I couldn't access it when I was awake.
Oh, that's wicked.
I've done it like a handful of times in the last few years since I got really good at lucid dreaming. But yeah, it's crazy. Like our minds are just freaking incredible. Just can't be afraid of it. Like you got to just lean into the idea that you have all this extra power in your brain that we don't use every day.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid of my brain sometimes.
Don't be. You are the secret sauce to all of your like wildest dreams and desires, and it's all up there. We just have to access it.
Pull it out. Yeah. There's a lot of craziness up there, you know? There's a couple other voices. I'm just kidding.
You know what though? That's funny, but it's also like true. Like there's past versions of us that exist in our minds. There's future versions of us that exist in our minds. We just haven't accessed them yet.
Yeah.
This is what I believe. Because we can learn from the past versions and sometimes we don't. And those past versions continue to behave and cause us to fall into cycles of behavior or until we resolve it, right? That's trauma is one of those things. Like something that happens to you when you're young, there's a part of your brain that's kind of stuck at that age until you resolve the trauma and that version of you gets released.
You do a face thing. I know I just said face thing and it's like, a what thing? But you do what is it called? I'm asking you a question. I'm not even really asking you a question.
I don't know what you're, can you rephrase the question, please?
You, you read faces very well. And
I do.
Can get a full-on, like, almost like a genealogy heritage from, like, facial structures.
Are you talking about my nose theory?
Yes, your nose theory!
I feel like I really need to, like, hone in and write something about this because I talk about it all the time. I saw a documentary or read a paper, I can't even remember where it was, years ago, about the shape of human noses in relation to their heritage and how you can, we have this global population and lots of different heritages are mixed together through reproduction, but you can get a feel for what part of the world someone's heritage is from based on the shape of their nose. And I bring it up all the time to random people, and because I'm like, that person looks kind of like North African, like they have like Somali features, and they're like looking at me like, what are you talking about? I was like, look how narrow their nose is. And I mean, like, because I'm of like Italian descent, but there is German, Irish on my dad's side. But when I did my 23andMe, there was a lot of African, Eastern African also in my genealogy. So, but being Italian, there were, if you know history, there were lots of conquerors and Sicily belonged to everybody. And there's lots of North African, and people move around over time and all these things. So there's all these theories about shapes of noses and facial features that can tell genealogy better than, just saying like, I'm from Detroit, when your ancestors are from You know, they could be from, I don't know, Spain and Egypt. And you have like a very Egyptian nose, but you have these, you know, Spanish heritage of language and culture and all these things, but like it's more than that. I'm probably doing a terrible job explaining this. But anyway, I'm fascinated with